shit. Fucking eepy, man. Let's watch some things to get warmed up here.
Back to the start.
Dead girl. Look at his cute little face. That's kind of crazy, the setup she got there. That's an OnlyFans setup if I ever did see one. Please lay on the, just lay down. Lay down on the keyboard and fuck her shit up. Damn, I was really hoping it would just like lay on the keyboard and destroy their game. I forgot about that boss.
All range mode. Ah, so Jeez Louise, what is that?
Jesus fucking Christ.
What's going on? He's running away. Stay alert. Don't get too close, Fox. Data analysis complete. Here it comes.
He's already almost killed it? Why is the bar on it fucked up?
Never give up. Trust your instincts.
Forgot all about that boss. I remember liking its animations though. There was a third ending?
While the Star Fox team is best known for flying their R-Wings, they are formidable opponents on land as well. The two GameCube games heavily focused on ground missions, where you run around as Fox and the others on foot. Unfortunately, Adventures in Assault got a lot of flack for taking Fox outside the R-Wing, but this idea actually began with Star Fox 64. A lot of players don't know this, but there is an on-foot mode in Versus. It's just locked behind the hardest challenge in the game, earning every medal in Expert mode. As you can see, it's very bare bones, with incredibly low poly models for the characters. They were really cutting corners to make this run here. It seems weird to put so much work into another game mode that most players will never even see. But it turns out, the developers had much bigger plans for on-foot mode. The Japanese guidebook ends with a pretty interesting interview with the game's creators. Now, I don't speak Japanese, and I don't know anyone who does. Last time I tried to hire a translator, they scammed me and just used AI. I caught them because I had already tried running it through the same AI. So for right now, I just have to do my
What a
best with
bitch.
translators, wrangling them until they spit out something that makes sense. Anyway, series godfather Takia Inamura said, "There is one thing I regret. If you get all the medals, you can use the tanks in Versus, and you can also use Fox and the others. But we also considered making them usable in the main game as well." Programmer Takao Shimizu continues, "There was supposed to be one more stage between Bolts and Sector Z. On the route to enter Venom, there was another fortress level, and we wanted to make one where Fox runs around with a bazooka and fights Andross. So while discussing that, we said, okay, let's at least put it into versus mode for now, and that part stayed in. Finally, Shigeru Miyamoto adds, we had this big piece of paper posted up with a giant X marked on it. The route detoured around it. Okay, this is a lot to unpack. So they were aiming to have a third Andross fight, a third Venom Assault, and a third Stage 6. As it stands now, the last medium level stage is Macbeth, at which point you're kicked onto the hard or easy route. But this would have brought 64 more in line with its predecessor, Star Fox 1, which had 3 full routes to choose from and 3 different endings. Let's take a look at this Andross fight first. We have a few different options for how it could have played out. I managed to mod Fox's on-foot version into a bunch of levels, so that's what you're seeing here. Option 1 is Andross's brain form. This seems likely since on-foot was first programmed for all range mode. Option 2 is the fake Andross, though he's only really programmed for corridor mode. And option 3 is something entirely different. A third version of Andross specifically meant to be fought on foot, maybe with his own special arena. It's also worth noting that this maze of tunnels leading up to Andross feels kinda cool to run down on foot. In addition to the 3 Andross fights, there would have been 3 versions of Venom that led up to him. In the source code, Venom 2, the Starwolf version, is actually named Venom 03, skipping Venom 2. The upgraded versions of the Starwolf team are also given 03 as their suffix. The missing Venom 02 would have been this cut medium route version, and it's possible it's still in the final game. Certain courses have sub-areas, or second phases to their levels. For instance, Meteor and Sector X have warp zones, and both Andross fights are contained in the same level. Oddly, the corridor version of Venom 1 has an unused sub-area of its own. It was found years ago by Punk7890. It's like a shorter, unfinished version of Venom 1 that doesn't have the branching paths or swarms of enemies. The Golem-mech boss fight also isn't set up properly. This sub-area goes unused, and there's no way to access it without a cheat code, but it could be the bones of the missing Venom medium stage, leading to the Bazooka Andross fight. Wishful thinking, but maybe all of this was intended for an on-foot version of Venom too. Like turret mode, I'm currently working on a mod that lets you play every level on foot, so stay tuned if you want to play it yourself sometime. That leaves us with the other level Shimizu mentioned. Let's see if we can figure out what it is. We know it would have been another stronghold or fortress level that guards Venom, so it probably would have been the missing 6th level on the medium route. Shimizu said it was between Bolts and Sector Z, so here? As stage 5.5? Like platform 9 3/4? Macbeth? There's a good chance he misspoke, and I don't really blame him. It seems like these stages were bumped around a lot as the deadline loomed. Levels were scrapped or combined, themes were swapped, and names were confusingly reused to refer to different things. But towards the end of development, there were 3 stages left that guarded Venom. Bolts, the turret mode Starblade stage, and Colony. Colony seems to have started as some sort of water level. It's grouped with the other levels that have liquid surfaces, and its boss was once a mackerel. It went through a bunch of changes and was ultimately combined with the turret mode level to make Area 6. Turns out, Colony's hiding right in plain sight. If we look at this promotional screen cap given to Dengeki 64, we can actually see it on the map. It's really hard to make out, but this level right here looks like the Area 6 fleet, while this level seems to be another giant space colony like Bolts. Both their icons were probably combined to make Area 6's, with the colony model repurposed as just another enemy. Let's see if we can glean any hints from the game's lore. It wouldn't be the first time the devs based backstory off development changes. The Japanese Player's Guide says Area 6 was once a space plantation built for the experimental cultivation of plants, at least before Andross turned it into a defense station. Could this missing colony level have been an experimental hydroponic garden? Things get even more interesting when you consider Colony's boss was named Catleya, or Catleya, and I don't think it was a mackerel at this point. Catleya comes from the name of an orchid, and see the resemblance? Colony's boss is hiding right in plain sight. It was Gorgon all along. The carapaces look like petals, the tentacles kind of look like—
That's cool.
And I can see it using photosynthesis to charge up this attack. It seems like Colony was supposed to be some sort of laboratory built for growing plants in space, but when Andross launched his invasion, he conquered the colony and mutated all the plants, turning one into another one of his giant bioweapons. There's a few more scraps hidden around the source code that are related to Colony. For one, there's this unused looping sound effect labeled Colony level, like some sort of background noise or ambience. The background music is actually reused versus mode music, B Orbital. a reference to the Venom orbital stages from Star Fox 1, and also early music for Area 6. I think a level like this would have been awesome. Imagine being stuck outside your R-Wing exploring a dark, abandoned space station with a giant mutated plant lying in wait for you. It's like something straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. But that's just speculation. It's hard to tell if Shimizu was referring to this as another on-foot level, or if it was just a field of satellites like in Area 6. So, why didn't they finish it? Well, it was just a matter of time. We had this big piece of paper posted up with a giant X marked on it. The route detoured around it, so I felt relieved, thinking, we might just make it in time. If there hadn't been a deadline, we'd probably still be making it now. We'd have worked ourselves sick. Deadlines really are a necessity. Colony, Venom Medium, and the Andros Bazooka fight are the last cut levels I could find from Star Fox 64. But that's still not the end of all the game's juicy scrapped content, so I'll see you in the next video.
He's bootleg Game Shack. Now wipe your face. Alright. There's a bad ending for Half-Life? That's crazy. Oh no. It has to be your butt. Yeah. That is chin? We doing slow-mos now? Hmm. The Gaia armor. Man, he can jump. I want the kitten to just latch on his face. Cute. That is just him.
Can you open the lockers? There's lockers here we can open if you can open them. Can you or not? What's that? Alright. This one. Come on, man. Well, I mean, you're only level 10. You have no value to me. Why would I give you life? It's gonna be an extra food or some water? Fuck that. Log out! Fucking friendly Andy, man. Suck my balls, pussy. Fucking loser. Hey, this loot's really good, by the way. Look, over here. Gun case is good. This is good. Crazy. That's insane. You would believe me, man. Come on, bro. Don't trust nobody. Guys, why would I loot a lobby myself if I could just loot him instead? I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. I want the loot. He looted the lobby. I mean, what am I here for? I'm here for loot. He has loot. It makes no sense. Like, are you good? Jesus. Can you open the lockers? There's lockers here we can open.
What a dickhead.
Granite and bone, we have ensured yet another ambush. This road is as perilous as it is joyless.
Fatekeeper just dropped its very first real gameplay showcase.
Oh, I thought this was just a video of the game.
From THQ Nordic and starts feeling like an actual contender in the genre. The new footage immediately shows a game that knows exactly what it wants to be, a brutal, tactile first-person RPG where melee, magic, and world building all hit harder than anything we expected from a debut reveal. What really stands out in this new gameplay is how confident the direction feels. Fatekeeper isn't trying to imitate a simple action game or a lightweight spell slinger. Glacial finally commented on comparisons people have been making, especially the Hexen influences. And yeah, you can definitely feel those roots, but the team clarified something important. Fatekeeper isn't a nostalgia revival, it's a full RPG. Character progression is the core of everything here. Builds actually matter. Spells aren't gimmicks. The combat isn't about spamming attacks, but about reading enemies, timing, and mixing systems that feel flexible rather than punishing. The new combat snippets really sell this. You're not watching canned animations or
You're a
hidden
thick
depth.
boy.
You can see the weight behind the weapons, the stagger reactions, the way enemies adapt and reposition. And visually, it's one of the first fantasy first-person games in a while where everything feels grounded. Armor looks lived in, environments feel handcrafted rather than copy-pasted, and UE5's lighting actually supports the world instead of drowning it in fake shine. You get dense forests, ruined temples, icy cliffsides, underground tech sanctuaries, all with that slightly surreal, almost mythic tone the devs keep hinting at. And now we finally know why the world feels that way. In the newest interview, Paraglacial gave the first real story synopsis. And it's not the generic ancient evil returns template most fantasy RPGs fall into. Instead, you're stepping into a world shaped by civilization collapse, ideological schisms, technocratic factions, resurfaced societies from beneath the planet, and the remains of an order meant to maintain cosmic balance. You're a druid sent to oversee the fractured archipelago of Solace, walking into a power struggle that predates you by millennia. That alone gives Fatekeeper a very different texture than most first-person fantasy games. It's less about destiny and more about responsibility, intervention, and navigating a society on the brink. The gameplay reveal also confirms full UE5 integration, the Night Lumen, updated physics, the whole package. You can see it in the foliage density, the way spells light up a room, and how enemy silhouettes stay readable even in dark environments. Fatekeeper started development when UE5 was still early access, and you can tell the team has been building around this tech from day one, instead of retrofitting it later. But the biggest news from this new wave of info is the skill tree and build flexibility. Paraglacial didn't dodge the question, they flat out explained how deep it goes. You can literally shape your character into almost anything. A heavy melee bruiser, a spellcaster specializing in range, an alchemist who wins fights through setup and trickery, or a hybrid that bends the rules entirely. This isn't a system where magic is just a ranged attack or where melee is just a fallback. Every branch reshapes how you engage, how you move, how you survive, and how you think. The devs even described the design philosophy, reward creativity and discovery. That's exactly what a modern RPG should sound like. The demo also teases a bunch of things they're keeping quiet on, like the mysterious rat in the opening, which they straight up refuse to elaborate on, suggesting Fatekeeper has more narrative depth than it's showing. And the tonal mix makes sense once you understand the lore. Old faiths, resurfaced technology.
Okay, it looks alright. Not necessarily my type of thing. It took way too long for them to make.
I've been alone in this place. Isolated and rotting away. It has been suffocating. I've lingered here far longer than I ever meant to. Retracing old steps and replaying every moment. Wondering.
That was a Sten.
But why?
What the fuck?
What's the point? You can't rewrite what's already happened. My path brought me here to this corpse of a home. These fading memories. They're all I have left. You fought so hard not to drown. And yet here you are, dragging yourself deeper. It feels familiar, doesn't it? You loved this place once. Every moment you dwell here will lead you closer to inevitability. If you still had a chance to leave,
Kinda just looks like ill.
would you take it?
Kira Yoki Yama Yako Yamaga. That must be a kind of short game. Never let go forever. Never let go forever. Never let go forever. Here's ill. Never let go forever. Zoo Punk. Come on, fairies. Let's see what you got. Let's look at this update.
1.7 is out for Stalker 2, called the Expedition, which brings a lot of changes, optimization, and fixes fixes to the systems of the game itself, not necessarily focusing on features, but
didn't miss too much. I've just been hanging out on YouTube looking at different stuff, seeing what new games are coming out and updates for games. Stalker 2's got an update.
those fixes. Although there are some new things, I think some of the start of some very interesting things happening in this game. First off, when it comes to the big feature, we have the new master difficulty, which is basically reserved for the most skilled players out there. Keep in mind that master difficulty is relatively difficult when it comes to the amount of damage you take, the amount of damage you give, and at the same time in general when it comes to just the zone itself. In order to start the master difficulty, you have to restart the game again from scratch, so there is no way of actually applying that, without a mod, as you're already playing throughout your game, which is
I have not. I have seen a long time ago, I saw like the Ninja Storm game, or not game, show, the live action, but I didn't know they were animating it.
fine, considering that the master difficulty is really that big step up when it comes to just in general of the zone, because I noticed that the veteran difficulty, at least for me, was relatively easy. I mean, again, it depends on who are you fighting and, some of the enemies, because prior to patch 1.4, I
They put the spots in there? Or is that a mod?
too precise, and they were always aiming at your head. It doesn't matter what it was, even if there was an obstacle, in front of you, people were just sort of out.
Yeah, didn't Power Rangers Ninja Storm, wasn't that a live action show at first? Like a while back? Or was there some other ninja Power Ranger?
Aiming in your head, which wasn't really that enjoyable. But now one of the things which they have added is that the enemies are going to, take proper measurements depending on sort of what weapon they're using. So if they have a sniper rifle, they're not going to be getting close to you. If they have more of a shotgun or an SMG, they will start flanking you to get closer to you. That's one of the things I noticed. Of course, it wasn't really a huge change, but it's still a welcome change to make things a little bit more natural and without, making enemy AI too difficult, or not too difficult, but sort of fair in that sense, where you're actively going to be fighting people and there is going to be some sense behind on how they play and how they aim and how they shoot, and also depending on what sort of weapon they had. Although I did have some of the stuff again happen from like the previous patches, where if an enemy is armed with a shotgun, they will just spray that shotgun from far away and somehow those bullets are gonna be hitting you. Their shotgun in this case is a lot stronger than, for example, the shotgun I have as a player, so that's always gonna be a little bit weird. And on top of that, regardless of your difficulty, they also added the expedition mode. This is relatively a big difficulty increase, because what this means is that if you have the expedition mode on, the game is only going to save if you are in a safe spot or leaving one of those safe locations. So that means you cannot save as you're exploring out into the zone.
My bad.
For everyone who has been playing Anomaly, they're probably going to recognize this mode from the campfire mode itself, where in that case you were only able to save next to campfires in general. Although keep in mind, if you do leave the game, if you quit the game, it is going to save at your last location, so there isn't going to be a huge issue if maybe you just want to leave at that particular moment and you don't want to run to a safe spot to actually save. This is really interesting in that way, because it makes the game a lot more, how would I say, nerve-wracking, because you have to really pay attention to where you're going and how you're gonna be going against your encounters, because if the enemy's down you, well, you sort of have to go back to your previous save, which can be, a while back. Now, another big thing they were working on are fixes and improvements to the A-Life system. So, as I said, some early forms of faction warfare are happening now, meaning that as I was playing through patch 1.7, I've actively seen different factions engage against each other. Now, usually those factions are going to be like, if you played previous Stalker games, enemies depending on who it is. So, for example, Duty is always going to shoot at Freedom, Freedom is gonna be shooting at Duty, you're going to have Free Stalkers attacking attacking bandits and so on and so on. When it comes to Monolith or everything else, like, they're pretty much going to be the enemy regardless of which faction it is. Well, there is one faction, but I'm not gonna do any story spoilers in this video. So now, as I'm approaching locations within the game, I've seen that automatically gunfire starts, people are fighting, I go in, and you know, depending on which faction is shooting at which, things are gonna be escalating that way. Now, when it comes to the lore perspective, well, technically Duty and Freedom are in some sort of a, how would I say, peace right now, but I don't know if this is also a bug in this game, but I've actually seen Duty shoot at Freedom, so those things are actually happening. Although, one of the issues I had in general when it came to that specific part of A-Life is that once they take a certain location, I've noticed that in 2 cases, they pretty much disappeared. So I walk 30 meters away from that location, I go back, there is either no one there, or maybe there is a different group all of a sudden just standing there which wasn't present when I left, and there was no way for them to actually arrive in that location because I was looking at that specific spot this entire time, so I didn't really see them.
He was a ghost.
So there are definitely some issues within it, and also I noticed that some of these stalkers started disappearing. So they arrive at the location, the fight is over, he loots the body and just disappears. This has been happening a few times as I was playing through patch 1.7. When it comes to other encounters in the game, specifically with the A-Life system itself, I've noticed more stalkers are gonna be roaming the land, with more mutants all over the place, with honestly much less bloodsuckers than before. I don't know if this was intentional or they are actively like removing the amount of bloodsuckers you actually experience in the game, because it was sort of becoming difficult where you have those issues happen, and every single time you approach a location there's gonna be 1 or 2 bloodsuckers. They're going to be very tanky, and they're a problem because you burn through most of your ammunition and you burn through most of your meds, etc., unless you have a really strong weapon, which you only get like closer, you know, as you're progressing through the game itself. But one of the things which has been repeating from previous patches is that every single time I hear gunshots, there is always going to be a fight between mutants and some stalkers, and usually stalkers are going to win, because if they're fighting dogs or they're fighting like lower tier mutants, in most cases they're going to win. Even if they're fighting sometimes like bloodsuckers, they are going to be okay, just because of how AI works in general and how precise human AI can be in this game. And this can also sort of relate to the vision that NPCs have, including that specific combat update or, well, fixes which were happening here. So the vegetation is going to play an active role in, you know, if the enemies are going to see you or not. So if you're standing in the bushes, if you're sort of like navigating around the enemy, especially during the night with night vision on, and if they don't have night vision, they're not going to see you. This makes things a little bit more interesting and, how would I say, more lifelike in that sense, where the AI is going to act more naturally. Now, I still experienced some cases where even though I was far away from the enemy and I was in the bushes behind them, they were sort of like seeing me. So it's not working precisely all the time, regardless if you're standing close to some stalkers or not. So that's one of the things I noticed, but in general there are some changes when it comes to how they see you and how you can sneak around, which is a welcoming update. This sort of can also relate to how enemies approach certain gunfights. So one of the things I noticed is that depending on the weapon they use now, they're going to be properly utilizing it. So if someone has a shotgun, they're not gonna be aiming for you from like far away, but they're actively gonna be trying to flank you, approach you, so they can do full damage. While someone who has a more of an assault rifle, maybe even a sniper rifle, they're going to stay in the back and they're gonna be actively shooting you. Again, it's not working perfectly all the time, so some of the things which they were doing before, like some stupid decisions,
Oh
like
God, get out of there!
or not even hiding, are still happening. But in majority of cases I noticed that change and how smarter they actually play around you, which was a good thing to see. But you know, things are slowly progressing, do not expect anything huge to happen in that sense. They also had a big update for the inventory and equipment stats themselves. So one of the issues that was present before is that that each item was not really giving you enough information of what it gives and what it takes. So if you drink, for example, energy drink, Skiff is going to get hungry really quickly. And I was always like thinking like, okay, how much can I drink and how much can I eat? Because it's sort of forcing me every single time I drink an energy drink, Skiff is always hungry, which didn't really make a lot of sense. But now those things are changed a little bit in the balancing and it's not going to be the case anymore. Same when it comes to anomalies. You can also see they're in a separate window right now on the side. They're not down here anymore, which is a big...
I think depending on any more like updates that he talks about in this video, I might actually start Stalker 2 back up again. Because I like the Stalker series, but Stalker 2, when it first came out, there was just nothing going on with it. Like, it just didn't feel anything like they said it was supposed to be. Stalker 2 is set in Ukraine, I think, and it's like post-apocalyptic. And you play what's called a stalker, which is like a scavenger. And you found this like artifact that's apparently like worth a lot of money, and then these guys steal it from you. And you needed the money because the artifact landed in your house. So it like destroys, well, it's your apartment, but it like destroys your apartment. So you have pretty much nowhere to live. So you were gonna like try to use it to get a new place to like live or whatever, but someone steals it from you. Because it turns out your artifact that you found was like very important. But it plays just like the gameplay is actually kind of what Tarkov based itself off of. Like the gameplay for Stalker, for the original Stalker games, inspired Tarkov's gameplay.
Big plus for me. It makes things a little bit more easier to see, and they're actively going to...
And my camera is freaking out. What is going on here? But Tarkov is finally released. It is officially out of beta. Can you believe that? You can now purchase Tarkov on Steam. But if you, yeah, it came out like a week or two ago. It came out the day before Black Ops 7 released, I believe. But if you look closely, like, this is Stalker 2's inventory system, and it's... Tarkov pretty much just does the same exact thing. The only difference between Tarkov and... Stalker's inventory system is you can rotate items in Tarkov, where it's like if you wanted to, as you can see, like the ammo boxes here, they're 2 squares like apart or like long. If you didn't want to set them like on their side like this, you could like take it, rotate it, and set it to where it's standing straight up. But yeah, Tarkov. This game focuses more on like a story, whereas Tarkov is more survival. Where Tarkov does have a story, but you're more or less just trying to survive than you are really doing like a it's not like you're a hero or anything, whereas in like the Stalker games you kind of become like a, well, I don't know if hero is the right word, but you're like a actual important, you become like an important person in the Stalker games.
To tell you properly how much you lose and how much you gain by it. So it's not going to be high radiation, maximum radiation, whatever, which doesn't really tell you anything, but you see these bars and it's a lot clearer to read. And this also brings us, I think, to one of the best new fixes they have added in this game, and that's how lumen or how light works here. Now, keep in mind, it's still not perfect. This was probably a little bit of a smaller update in that sense before they continue on to something else, especially when it comes to the full engine upgrade, which they're still working on, so that is still not available and still wasn't a part of any previous patches themselves. For example, if you go into a building right now, what was usually happening is that because of, I guess, lumen, everything outside was really increasing in brightness to the point where it was really bright, which doesn't make sense because our
Battlefield 6 had this problem really bad too, where it's like when you go inside, it would be like dark, but not like dark to where you can't see. But then if you would look outside or like go outside, it'd be super bright all of a sudden, and it's like that's not how light really works. Like, I know what they were going for, but it's like your eyes kind of adjusting to like the brightness, but it's not like it doesn't work like that in real life. It's not as intense, where it's like you know how if you're asleep at night and someone just turns a light on and then you're like, holy shit, I've been flashbanged. It's pretty much like that. That's how they kind of did it. You might be able to see it in this if he shows an example, but it's like that's what it was like. Even so, you would be on a map during the daytime and you'd go in a building like this, like he's in, and and then you would walk outside, even though you're still like, you can see the outside world, so it's not like your eyes would have to adjust very much. But whenever you would like, if you would walk outside this doorway here, it just flashbangs you.
Eyes don't really work in that way, or at least they don't work in this particular way to that extreme.
Yeah,
so
it doesn't.
Now
I think.
See if I'm inside.
Okay, yeah, this is the fixed version. What you're seeing right now is the fixed version, where it's not. It doesn't kill your eyes.
I can still clearly see what's happening outside. Of course, the brightness is still going to go up a little bit, but I feel like these transitions between the light themselves look a lot better. They look a lot more natural, and it's not really blowing out the outside, and it's not making things easy to see, which is always nice because I honestly did not like how brightness was working before, and it was just awful thing to play with, especially if you're also using night vision and so on. So now the colors, the light, shadows, contrast, and everything as you're playing looks a little bit more natural, little bit more, how would I say, leveled out in balancing. So some of the things are not going to be blown out, the shadows are not going to be too dark in that sense, but they're going to reflect off of each other more naturally and kind of make the game look a little bit more nicer to play. And with this, we can also tie in the performance itself. So one of the things I have noticed in this specific update is that frame rate got a little bit better. Again, keep in mind, this did not magically increase the frame rate for like 20 or 50 or 60, But what I noticed is that specifically in patch 1.7, the areas, especially Stalker hub areas like garbage and so on, feel a little bit more natural in the way of how frame rate works. So one of the biggest hits on your frames were those specific locations, loading in metahumans, loading in everything around you which is happening in terms of like objects and like big locations. Now those things are now functioning a little better. That means I'm not losing too many frames as I was losing before. And this strange artifacting and some sort of a noise which was happening around the map as you were going out, like for example on buildings you can see that noise, on different objects on the grass you can see that graininess. It's sort of becoming a lot better and just easier to look at. So for me, having these improvements, this specific optimization is, I think, really.
Now, what sucks is Stalker 2 came out like last year, I think, or early this year, and it took them like this long to fix things. The only reason I'm not that upset about it is the company itself, it was like in Ukraine, and Russia invaded Ukraine and they had to move everything. So I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. Where some people just like will shit on them for it. I would say that they kind of had it rough. So the good thing is that they're able to fix it. And they didn't just like abandon it, which would have, if they abandoned it, it would have hurt them anyway. Like they were in a rough spot no matter what. What you do, because people aren't gonna care. Most people probably don't even know that that the devs are in Ukraine anyway, so like a lot of people probably just won't care. But I'm glad to see that they are still able to make updates and fix everything.
Nice, especially because this is happening before the engine upgrade. Now, I know I don't want to overhype the engine upgrade like it's magically gonna do wonders. We don't know right now what is happening. Like in the history, like some of the games which did the upgrade got more frames, which was always good, but I don't know how well it's gonna work in Stalker. We have to wait for that. But in general, it seems that they have been working a lot around the hood, specifically like below the hood, to make the code better, or well, to make everything render in a lot easier so you don't lose on those frames or to have huge oscillations within those frames themselves. And to be honest, I was surprised that even with this I can properly play this game on 3070 Ti. Of course, in some locations the frame rate is still gonna be jumping up and down. Again, some of those locations I don't want to spoil due to story, but again, like for example, Circa was a really problematic one, especially with that graininess. I feel like Circa is now a little bit better on that front. Not great, not terrible. But I think in general a lot of that has to do with optimizing different parts of the game, like for example foliage meshes, foliage materials, buildings themselves, because one of the problems is that a lot of buildings in Stalker 2 were flickering a lot, especially those in the background, and you have another problem with the LOD itself, because the level of detail is not really following well in the location you're looking at. That's, I think, one of the reasons why we still don't have binoculars or proper scopes yet. But with this, it feels like they're slowly and surely going towards it, which should be the case maybe with the engine upgrade itself, I don't know. But because optimization was happening and done on those different objects throughout the game itself, it's obviously going to be running better and a lot more smoother in that sense. Again, I haven't gained any frames in particular, but I'm getting less and less stutters than I was actually getting in 1.6, which still got some good things, but 1.7 definitely really fixes that properly. Also, another plus is that now, as you're looting throughout the zone through different stashes, you're gonna be finding a lot more weapon attachments. I know some people were telling me that they have a problem because they cannot find them. Most of their weapons are naked in that sense, so now actually having like just more attachments throughout the zone is definitely good. And also they
That's
have
cool,
said that
yeah.
they fixed over 90 crashes. To be honest, as I was playing for about 6, 7, 8 hours yesterday, when the patch came out, I did not have a single crash, regardless of who it is, and I
Oh,
was
that's
going
good.
from like the Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3 and so on to see like, because usually in Stalker 2, like the Act 1 is okay, but the moment you go into Act 2 and some things start happening, that's where most of those problems were happening. But now it seems like right now, without crashes in these 8 hours, but that's again my personal experience. Now for the end, when it comes to main side missions and the open world encounters, they have fixed quite a lot. Now, because of spoilers and because I know a lot of people are still not really back in the game, especially they're not back in like the Act 2 and as I said later on, a lot of these missions are sort of related to it and sort of related to those characters, so I cannot go through them. But again, a lot of those fixes were specifically done for those later stages of the game, which in my opinion are a lot more problematic than some of the issues which are happening, you know, prior to it. Another problem which I still have is that even retesting some of the boss fights in this game, I still feel like some things can be done around it to make it more interesting and more fair, because I'm really not a huge fan of how boss fights were done here, and most of that running around with like AI is still going to happen, so it's still gonna be a little bit confusing, and they're still gonna be doing some crazy stuff. So, you know, using meta stuff like throwing grenades or a, you know, rocket launcher is always going to be that thing you can do. So for the end, it seems that patch 1.7 was heavily focused on optimizing some of the features they have added before and started working properly on the A-Life system, because with each and every single update they sort of bring these things closer and closer together to kind of shape the A-Life system we had in previous Stalker games, which wasn't perfect, but it was definitely interesting and something which made Stalker what Stalker was. So do I still see people disappearing in front of me and appearing very close to me? Sadly, yes. It's not happening as constantly as before. I still run into certain like areas where, you know, just all of a sudden mutants are gonna be fighting stalkers even though they were not there. But at least when it comes to their logic, at least when it comes to some of the locations that some NPCs were in, I noticed that it was refreshing properly and I was able to see them on that location. But I mean, there was still some moments where I enter a building, it was empty outside, I've been there for maybe 20 seconds, I go out, all of a sudden a bunch of enemies is standing. They didn't arrive to that location, they just spawned in. So I mean, in general, I think A-Life still needs some work to be functioning properly and to give you that more immersive feeling, but they have been working with that. You know, A-Life goes along with the actual like AI itself that enemies have, so things are improving. So Stalker 2 is shaping along nicely, as I mentioned in my previous video that I did, you know, sort of like encompassing everything that we have went through throughout like this first year, that things have been improving. But if you really want a big change, I would probably wait until they
Just
have
nade
added
the
the
fuck out
new
of them.
version of the engine, or probably just wait for 2.0 Stalker, because by then you're going to, well, have a lot more features which you didn't have if you played only during the first few weeks of the game release. Also keep in mind that Stalker 2 is coming out in a few days for PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, so looking forward to that and looking forward to seeing how the game is gonna be performing then. So it was kinda expected that we're gonna be getting an update prior to that release. I mean, at least I was expecting it. So for the time being, I'm pretty sure we're going to get 1 or 2 hotfixes, as we usually do for these updates, and when it comes to anything bigger, I doubt we're gonna be seeing that for at least maybe the end of January, maybe February itself, because again, the holiday season is coming, so that can also sort of like relate in how much work is being done with each, not just with GSC in general, but with most companies. So tell me down below, what do you think about update 1.7? Is it better for you? Is it worse? Let me know down below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, consider liking.
Yeah, that was pretty informational. Um, Is Makima a bad guy? Chainsaw bitch. He never left the core.
I've got a really good plan this time. Really good plan. Let me handle this, officer. I'm a pro. The plan is in motion.
Oh, that big flooding?
You have entered our dungeon.
Hey, put those nades away now.
You will not leave here alive. I've got a riddle for this pussy.
Hit me with the riddle.
Get a little closer.
No.
You need to take a good look at these things.
Put it away.
Holy shit.
Does your friend happen to be stupid? Will he fall for it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, good. All right, that guy, come forward. Now, I'm going to ask you one riddle. And if you get it right, I'll let you leave here alive. I want you to take a close look, okay? Which one is the hottest?
I'm gonna say my right, your left.
This one here?
That isn't.
Yeah.
That's a big.
No, it's
I'm
me.
on your left.
I've got a really good plan this time. Really good plan. Does Peanut have Down syndrome?
What?
I've got the syndrome to get down.
Oh, there's the new little one. Oh, he's... Oh, hey. They just surrounded him. Oh, he's so little. Oh my gosh, she is so lit. He's so lit. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh, he got scared. Where's he going? Oh, he ran back to the barn. Oh, that was so scary. There's the other little one. Hey, how you doing? Can I see you? Can I see you, buddy? Oh, you gonna be swipey? Oh my gosh, I don't want to scare you.
What time is it?
Oh, well, I think it's you.
Oh, head.
Excuse me?
You wanna call it?
You didn't have to cut me off.
Hit.
You've been shot in the neck.
Actually, you know what is against the law? This next fucking question I'm about to ask you if you answer it wrong. When you wipe Peanut, do you stand or sit?
That's something between me and God. That's a piece of information between me and God.
Hold on. You got to answer that before we continue.
That's a piece of information that stays between me and God. That's not something I'm going to be asking. But also, I'd like to note I am significantly younger than both of you boys.
Okay, guys, so it's confirmed Peanut stands when he wipes, guys. Yikes.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about efficiency, I mean, not saying I do that. I never said that. But when we're talking about efficiency, it would be more efficient to do it not sitting. So just saying that. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Who stands and
Yeah, exactly.
what?
Peanut. He doesn't want to admit it. Get fucking busted, Peanut. Unreal, by the way.
You don't understand, dude. I leak sewage out of my butthole 4 to 5 times a day. If I'm wiping while sitting, that's like 40 to 50 squats that I'm doing on a daily basis. I don't have the dexterity for that.
You're on the toilet. You arc your back, lift the cheek, fucking turn to the side, wipe.
You see now. You see, you're just wrong.
This is crazy.
You're just wrong.
Gingy, we'll talk to him off stream about
You're
this.
just
Okay,
wrong.
lock in IGL. Go.
You're just wrong about that one. You're just wrong about that
I'm
one.
not wrong about that one.
Dude,
I'm not wrong. Wait, Peanut, bro.
What?
You're one of the most successful streamers in the world. You don't have a fucking bidet? Shitty ass 6 times a night?
No, I was going to get a bidet. Ninja did suggest it to me. I'm just afraid that I'd become addicted.
Oh, because like you're going to get, it's going to hit your male G spot. Yeah, that could happen. That could happen. Yeah.
I don't want to fall in love. Jacking sessions go absolutely diabolical. So that's not something I'm trying to get wrapped into. I assume it'd be like heroin.
Brother, you got to get a bidet, first of all. Anybody in your chat will tell you need a bidet. Bro, you could get one on Amazon. Mine I got off Amazon for 20 bucks.
Have one.
What? Gingy, come
No,
on.
if I'm getting a bidet, I'm not getting one off Amazon for
respect
$20. I'm getting one like Ninja where it sings you a little song and then tells you you're a good boy after you're done pooping.
Can I explain the efficiency of a $20 bidet to you real fast?
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's 20 bucks. It's like a bum gun, okay? It sprays water directly into your asshole at 22 miles an hour, and it's ice cold.
Ice cold?
Do I want ice cold water into my rectum at 30 miles an hour?
Actually, you know what is against the law? This next fucking question I'm about to...
Robinson, hey, why'd you join the army?
Actually, you know what is against the law? This next fucking question I'm about to ask you if you answer it wrong. When you wipe people...
Your teammate just went down. We gotta fight the team to the left first, I think.
Oh! Oh, by the gods!
Where's the...
Live by the goop. Live by the goop. die by the goop. Where is the equalizer?
Look at your inventory right now.
I would risk it all! Where's the equalizer at?
I have it. I'm just kidding. It's on me.
No, you fucking don't. No, you fucking
I dropped
don't.
it. I dropped it in between the towers. Don't go for it. No, Peanut.
I'm going in! We're going back!
Why
Go, go, go!
I did. I thought he was choking. Go up the stairs. Go up to your left. Go up to your left.
Okay, up.
Other tower.
The tower, okay, other tower. Okay, got it. Go, go, go!
I'm so sorry, man. Don't drop. What are you? Don't do that.
I'm going to the other tower. It's the safest way just in case that team's on the way.
You're taking way too long.
Oh my god, they're up there. Oh my god, they're up there.
No, they're not.
Oh my god, they're up there.
Drop.
Oh my god, they're
No,
up
they're
there.
not. No, they're not.
Oh my god, they are up there.
You're going the wrong way.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Just drop. All you have to do is take the zip line right in front of you.
Big ass explosion.
There's a mine right there. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can go around it. No, I can't.
Just take the zip across. Take the zip across.
I'm going.
Your left.
Wait, over here?
Yeah, like right there. Like,
there it is.
There it is.
Oh my god, no way. There it is.
Give me that. Oh,
Heavy.
Dinga. Oh.
Good play.
Thanks. Go, go, go. Oh, no.
No. Wait, I think they're on
No.
I think you still got it. Hit the button.
Gentlemen, it's your favorite streamer, Mr. Peanut. It's your favorite streamer. Sir, it's your favorite streamer, Mr. Peanut. It's your favorite streamer, Mr. Peanut. Your favorite streamer.
No, wait, the bird peanut?
That's right. Yes. It's your favorite streamer, Mr. Peanut. That's right.
Wow.
Yes, and he needs your help.
You know who I am?
Who are you?
Captain Black, and I don't give a fuck about no allegiance. I am the spaceport security, and nobody fucking leaves.
That was such a nice cold line.
I was so rich.
You're a goopaholic, Peanut.
If I wait, hold up, I've got.
Your teammate just went.
Go.
You know, some all in his inventory.
I'm gonna go to the.
Fell out.
He's reviving. Watching this on my flight. Haha. Bombs! We might need some bombs for this next raid. Do you have any bombs for this next raid, Gigi?
What?
Bombs? Bomb? We have. I'm bringing 2 bombs. Bombs. Do you have any bombs as well? Bombs?
I can bring bombs if you want me to, yes.
Okay. You bring some bombs, and I will bring bombs as well.
Wait, I'm supposed to bring bobs?
Bombs? You have bombs? I've got bombs.
You said bobs?
Bombs.
Bobs?
Bombs and a gun.
How many bobs?
Bombs and a gun. We're gonna kill so many people. Bombs and a gun. We need for this raid to kill a lot of Arc Raiders in the game.
I don't have any bobs.
You need some. All right.
I have your mom's pussy though.
Dude, oh my God. Will you cut that out?
No.
Okay.
This game is final boss. Leader, should we go to?
So. Fuck! I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Oh my God.
Dude, I keep pressing that button too and laying down, so.
Kadinga. What quest are you guys on?
Wait for.
I'm not gonna lie to you, dude. I say we wait till we start murdering each other and.
I'll show you what I was gonna show you. I'll show you what I was gonna show you. One moment. Well, that may take a second.
Seconds. That's 2,268 hours in raid, and you have 5,162 hours in game. That means you are in stash over 56% of the time. Oh, and your current survival streak is still at 0. Let me know if you need to check anything else.
Ban that motherfucker right now! Ban him! Ban him! Ban his ass! He's so fast. Bet you won't run across again. You won't run across again. You have the cojones. Oh. Did we hit him? Did we get him?
I don't know. No.
Bet you won't run across a third time. Reloading! Oh, shit. I blinked. Bet you won't run across the fourth.
The roasted
Bet you
pea.
won't run across the fifth time. Oh. Bet you won't run across the sixth time. Bet you won't run across the seventh time.
Reloading! You suck!
I got him!
This stat needs to be two different.
I got him! I've got a special treat for you. Then after I show you, I might have to go because I have to pick up medicine. Got a special little treat for you. I know how much you like Tarkov. I've been doing drugs, son. Been doing those motherfuckers. Tarkov? We switched to PvP window, right? Actually, hold on. 1 second. Let me redo this. So I think... Scat... Boy. Let's see. All right, that one worked. Is that today? That didn't work. All right, that worked. Sick. Okay. So what faction should I pick? By the way, Ollie. To play as Bear or Yusek? There's Bear, the Russian PMCs, and then Yusek, the English speaking. Pros and cons. With Yusek, it's a little bit like the start is a little bit harder. Because it's easier to get like ammo for the Russian guns than it is the Western guns. Aight.
Like in the movie. Got a bad feeling about this.
Aight. All hail America. Indeed. I don't think I've ever played as Bear. I wonder if it'll play the opening or if I'll just go into the raid. Bear is in Russian, yes. We have cutscenes now.
The Norvensk region has forever changed the moment it was turned into an open economic zone.
No.
Both Norvensk
no, I do not.
Became centers of international partnership. One of the most influential corporations on the global stage, Terra Group, has established its regional headquarters in Tarkov. Terra Group scientists promised to bring...
Everybody got started over.
Even back then, it was obvious the old world was on its way out. In Tarkov, the corporation was actively acquiring land and absorbed local businesses for the sake of its revolutionary projects. Virtus in scientia. That's what they used to say. Terra Group's influence in the city grew rapidly. It wasn't long before they started showing interest in restricted government facilities, a move that couldn't go unnoticed by domestic security agencies. In order to protect their enterprises, Terra Group hired a foreign PMC, United Security. USEC personnel began blocking access to Terra Group's facilities, and even the government authorities no longer had a full picture of what the corporation was doing within Tarkov's borders. Eventually, a team of investigators was sent to the local headquarters to search the building and compile a report. But the USEC operatives refused to let the law officials through and opened fire. After that incident, a new force appeared in the Norvensk region, PMC Bear. Their main mission was to expose and gather evidence of Terra Group's illegal activities around the world. At first, Bear's operations and their clashes with USEC forces were limited and isolated, but the tension escalated quickly. It was too risky to fully involve military forces to maintain order due to the region's special status. the UN forces and Russian military blocked all routes in and out of the city, and the UNTAR mission began evacuating civilians. But despite the authorities' statements, the situation in Tarkov was no longer under anyone's control. The conflict between Bear and USEC evolved into an all-out armed conflict. Marauders and bandits, soon nicknamed Scabs, only made things worse. For several years, both PMCs fought each other, each carrying out orders from their respective command.
The goons.
Before all this, Tarkov was featured in the world's top financial news. And now it shows up in the combat logs of the contract wars. But it didn't end there. Terror Group's local headquarters became Bear's primary objective, withstanding multiple assault attempts. During one of those raids, something happened. An event that split Tarkov's history into the before and after.
I think this was a really sick, like, opening. Now I also have a little recorder. Kinda. So I turned down the graphics a little bit so that way I'd have like a better performance, like better frame rate. I haven't really tried using like using the higher end settings yet. Sprats. Oh, I should get those matches. Get those matches for me hideout. Nah. Yeah, I'll do that. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good pistol. Compared to what I have. Shit. Okay. Got a little cassette here.
To all USEC units. Blast killed our electronics, no comm with HQ. We have lost control of the facility. Evacuate through Exfil 3 towards the port. Exfil 3, expect enemy contact, proceed with caution. Any non-USEC individuals are to be considered hostile. Defend yourselves, use sound judgment.
Defend yourselves. More pineapple juice. detour. Screws. Solewa. Oh shit. Епка. Sure would be embarrassing if I got killed. Pretty decent ammo. Could sell that. Could use that. Did hit his helmet. Where are the other fucking losers? Reloading. Oh shit, that's a claymore. Can I shoot it? I guess not. Wanam suka. Yo, why did my fucking hunger and shit just drop like a motherfucker? That's insane. Fucking drink like a fish, dog. Oh! Out of ammo. That is dog shit iron sights. Better off using the pistol. Now, do they still have the LEDX over here? Reload. Okay, is there still a LEDX on this guy? It does not look like it. Oh, nope, there it is. I'm rich. Now, apparently, from what I was told, is on this tutorial raid, they changed it to where you don't keep the stuff that you take out. Because you used to be able to just go out of this raid with all the stuff. I'm hoping they reverse that. Well, it was just because, I guess because of the LEDX. Because this item right here is, like, worth a lot of money, even though, like, they're not that hard to find anymore. But you also need them for, like, quests. There's certain quests that you have to, like, turn one in. And I guess they didn't want people getting too much of a head start from the tutorial. But I just think that's stupid and gay. Just let us have it. Like, if you're gonna put it in, you shouldn't have put it in the first place. So and they may have done it because, like, to me, this is the best thing you could do for, like, a player that just bought the standard edition. Because I have the dick-sucking edition where, like, my stash is gonna be fucking huge. And, I have, like, more weapons and ammo starting out than, like, someone who would have bought the normal standard edition. So, like, giving, like, other players that don't have that, It just seems like a downside not to do. I am getting rid of this, by the way. I'll need that for a quest later. Ooh, I should actually... Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh, I was too close to the thingy. Damn it. Damn it. I was too close to the... All tapes and notes were transferred to the handbook. Okay, so decent little opening for the game. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, none of that stuff I went out with came with me. Which is very sad. Let's see. Oh, no. There it is right there. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind then. So now, when the game was in beta, Prapper, Therapist, Fence, Skier, Mechanic, and Ragman were all vendors, like traders you could converse with. But now I can only talk to Ragman and Therapist. But not only that, I can visit them now.
Добрый день.
Hello, our guys are given your contact in case of emergency. I need to reach the evacuation point at the port. Can you help me with this?
Вы правильно сделали, что обратились ко мне. Но я не смогу провести вас через весь город. В Таркове ни у кого нет полного контроля над территорией.
You acted wisely in finding me. However, I cannot guide you through the entire city. No one in Tarkov has complete control over the territory. What can you help me with then? I need to know my way around this place.
Которые могли бы показать вам безопасные маршруты в городских кварталах. Но вы должны понимать, что на удержание этих проходов уходит немало ресурсов.
I know people who could show you safe routes in the city blocks. However, you must understand that maintaining these passages consumes significant resources. So I'll have to pay for info on these routes. How much? You're not going to help me for free, are you? Certainly not, young man.
Эти маршруты нам нужны для эвакуации гражданских из наиболее опасных участков. И мы не можем оставить их без поддержки.
These routes are needed for the evacuation of civilians from the most dangerous areas. We cannot leave them without support. Right, how much?
Один из маршрутов попал под обстрел, поэтому восстановление будет недешевым.
250,000 rubles. All right.
Я рада, что вам оказалась небезразлична судьба мирных жителей, с трудом выживающих в городских кварталах. Вы сделали правильный выбор.
Fuck you, bitch. Ugh. I'm glad that you care about the fate of civilians struggling to survive in the city blocks. You made the correct choice. Got any jobs?
Ничего нет. Зайдите позже.
Unfortunately, no.
Не забудьте снять бахилы на выходе.
Alright. And we visit Ragman.
Будь как дома, не стесняйся.
Yeah. I am. Um. We'll finish. We'll talk to him first, and then I'll call it.
Барахольщика ты все найдешь, что нужно. Хочешь броники, хочешь реально модный шмот тебе подберем. Но ты же не просто так зашел, а?
You flatter me, Altair. At Ragman's, you can find anything you need. Armor, fancy clothes, we'll hook you up. But you didn't just come here for shopping, huh? Need to get to the port, but I don't know the area.
Много кто там выйти пытался. Но зашел ты правильно. Я тебя и с нужными людьми сведу, и дорогу покажу. Сделай только кое-что для меня сначала.
Evacuating, huh? Plenty have tried, but you came to the right way. I'll link you with the right people and show you the path. Just do one little favor for me first. There's been commotion in the forest near the Ultra Mall, maybe even some vehicles involved. I want that place checked out. My crew's all tied up with other gigs, so you showed up at a good time.
Ага, смотри все вокруг ультры на развязке. Особенно если технику услышишь или найдешь. Потом мне все расскажешь.
All right.
До встречи, брат.
See you, bro. I have my orders. Survive and extract from interchange. And just to show you, I'll show you how much these sell for. Like that LEDX. Like, yeah, 600,000K. And then on the flea, how much does it go on the flea market? Yeah, it's over $1 million on the flea market. How much is a GPU? Well, GPUs honestly aren't that bad. But now that I have this, I won't just be playing slow and steady anymore because I have this vendor guy right here named Ref, who I will have to play some Tarkov Arena as well, which is like the Call of Duty version of Tarkov. So you'll get to see a little more action. And maybe I'll get better and not be a pussy while I'm raiding. So all in all, we might actually get somewhere. Citizen soldier. Yeah, I've just always done like controller shooters. This is like my first mouse and keyboard game. But yeah, so like a lot of this stuff. I lost my train of thought. I can't even remember what I was gonna say. Oh, my brain. It no work good. How is work? It's alright. Could be better, could be worse. And there. And pin that there. How's things at your work? Really? Like they just told you that? That's kind of crazy. Ah. Well, that kind of sucks. Oh. Whoa, that's insane. Yeah, those guys are kind of just all pussies. All right. Well, I need to start getting ready to head out. So it's good seeing you, Ollie. Hopefully we can do this kind of stuff more. I'm really wanting to. Oh, hey. This time I've left Orchid. This time. Get got, stupid. Now I got you for 2 minutes. Yeah, but it's on my terms now. But yeah, I'm wanting to get back into doing streaming more regularly. Let's see. That's really about it. I just got to work 2 more days and then I'll have, I think it's 2 more days. And then I have Thanksgiving break So we shall see. And I will see you. I'm gonna try to stream pretty much every day. It'll probably be in the mornings, but it also might be like my late night, your early morning, Ollie. So I guess just keep an ear to the ground, and I'll see you whenever you can make it. Later, guys.